Good afternoon, everyone. And I apologize again for the delay for the lunchbox, but right now I think hopefully everyone got it. And if you haven't registered for today's talk, maybe after in the half of the talk, you can go to grab the lunchbox. Okay, and again, welcome to today's talk. Today's talk is very important because we invite two outstanding TA from our school. So a couple of weeks ago, we have two outstanding TA from NTU and also from NTNU. But I think this today is very important because we have the outstanding TA from our own school. And this is very important because Taiwan Tech is different, totally different than the NTU and NTNU. So the experience we're learning from the NTUST's TA must be more valuable compared to the other. And today is our honor to invite two outstanding TA. And before that, we just want to know what is different between excellent TA and outstanding TA. The difference is the money. The first thing is the money. The money is a little bit different, and also the outstanding TA will be invited to give a talk, and we will also prepare the certificate of appreciation, and hopefully this will give you some proof for your future career development. And so right now you can also try to apply for this semester's outstanding TA and excellent TA. So please do so because that is a very good chance for you to learn a lot of things. So today we have two talks. The first speaker is Huynh Tan Phat from International Advanced Technology Program. And the second speaker is from College of Applied Science, Vina. And two of them will present it. So what we will do is Phat is going to the first one, and in between Phat and Vina, we will take a group picture together. At that time, please move forward. And without further ado, so let's just go for our first speaker, Huynh Tan Phat, and let's give him a round of applause.
Okay, so hi everyone. I hope you're all enjoying your lunch. It's really nice to see all of you here. Thank you very much. So I was, as the professor have already introduced, I was an outstanding TA for last semester, and today I would like to talk a bit about the lessons that I learned while I was the TA. So first, let me tell you a little story of mine. So it was during the summer vacation, right? And the professor and I was discussing some stuff about the TA, and the class was chemistry 1, and he had this little mini lesson reviews called learning checks, and it was for the student to review the lesson and while at the same time also get some little bonus grade, which is very nice. I think it's very nice. But there was just this tiny little problem. You see, the thing is, what he did was something like this, where he would put questions like these in the Google form. And he noticed that some students, they may just copy from their classmate, or they may ask their senior for the answer. And so they didn't actually need to study, but they could still get the bonus point, and that kind of defeat the purpose, right? So he asked me, do you know if Google Form or Moodles, they have some sort of randomized the question kind of stuff, so that to prevent the student from cheating? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. But with the little limited knowledge in programming that I have, for your information, I'm chemical engineering student, not programming. I told him that, but if you wanted, then I could make some a website, a small one that help you randomize the lesson. So that's what I ended up doing, and it looks some sort like this, where you have the login function for each student, and so far at first it was going relatively smoothly. There was some parts which I didn't know how to do, but I figured this was a good chance for me to practice my skills that I learned while having something to prep for my CV, right? So it was going quite nicely, and there was this randomly generator on the homepage that I did, and it was going pretty smoothly from summer vacation to like the 3 month mark of the semester. But afterward, like, I don't remember exactly, but for the last 4 or 5 learning checks, I figured that I didn't have enough time to do it, like, because it would take quite a bit of time for me to do each one of the learning checks. And there was also some class final project and also studying for the finals and whatnot, right? So it was very time consuming to do it, and I don't think I can manage it. But like at the end, he just resorted to using the old Google form, which is relatively fine. But like afterward, I feel kind of dissatisfied with myself, or I guess you can say that, like, because I feel like I committed to something, but then I didn't finish it to the end, and it kind of feel I kind of feel kind of disappointed in myself, I guess. So I ended up doing some reflection after the semester end, and I kind of want to see where did I end from, or what I could have done better to better manage this. And that brings me to the point of what I want to say today, which is like what a TA should be committing to, like, and how you should manage your life, and lastly is why you should be doing all this in the first place anyway. So first, the commitment of a TA. Like, we all know that each person, like, I know that each of you might have a different role in assisting the professor. Some might be grading papers, making quizzes, doing some giving some class and whatnot, right? And each of them is different. And for me, I was also giving some classes before the exam, and I was also answering students' questions. But then I realized that I kind of went a bit overboard, as in, like, because sometimes the student would message me at 9 or like 10 because they have a really big quiz or like exam coming up, right? And I feel kind of obliged to like answer them immediately, because I kind of feel bad if they don't do it, and that's because of me, right? Because so, but then after a while, I just realized that that wasn't very sustainable. So that's why I prepared this meme, which kind of capture my emotion. So you should first. So like, how should we manage in like situation like these? Which brings me to the next point, which is how to manage your time and energy. And the most important point I want to say is set the boundary, because like you should. There's sometimes you can like overextend a bit, but like over time, the fatigue slowly builds up to you, and it wouldn't really be good for you, or like it would, because aside from the TA, right, you are also a student yourself, and you also have your personal life, and maybe one of you are doing some research projects, or even like working for some companies or some institution outside, right? So it's it might not look bad at first when you are like trying to help out a fellow students, but over time it's very demanding, I guess, and it wouldn't be good. And next is another very important point, I think, is to schedule. It's not only about scheduling your time. Like, okay, you can say this day I want to do that time I want to do that. But one other thing that I think is also relatively important is how to manage your energy efficiently. Because some of you might be early bird where you wake up and feel most energized at like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m., right? But some of you might feel most like motivated during the night, like 8, 9 p.m. And everyone is different, and you guys all have different schedule. So what I would recommend is that you put the the planning and some sort of heavy on the mind tasks during the time when you feel the most energized, and so like maybe lecture planning or like doing your research and whatnot, and leave things for like grading assignment or some like answering students' question on the time where you have less energy. But now, okay, so now you know what you should do and like how you should do it, sort. But what perhaps we haven't touched on the most important part, which is why you should be doing this in the first place. So what does that mean? It means knowing what you want. Like, why did you want to be a TA in the first place? Like, because I know that for some people, it's only sort of like a part-time gig where you just do it for one time only. But for some others, you might want to practice your teaching skill because you kind of want to be a teacher, or you want to help out your fellow student because you feel that like you were in the place before, or maybe some of you want to have a career in academia and want to be a professor yourself. In which case, like if you have some TA class, then I think that would be a very valuable experience for you. But so that brings me to this, which is knowing what you want. So first, you would have some sort of initial goal, right? And after you have your goal, you would know, okay, what should I be focusing on? What should I be like doing some random stuff like making a website, or do I just put TA as some small opportunity and focus on the other area that is you like that are more important for you. So the first point is that okay, you have your goal and you but like you know which action you should take, like you know what to prioritize, and afterward, like when your action have reached some result, then you can just look at it again and evaluate if okay the action really align with my goals and that's what I really want to do. So I will continue doing that. Or maybe you feel like it's not like what I had in mind initially, but it's kind of fun. So maybe you can switch up your goals a little. Like it's all part of the reflection process. And yeah, so that's basically everything I want to say. So just a quick recap. First, you should know what you are committing to, what you wanted to commit, and then some sort of balance out it, like then make some schedule and really know what your goals is and prioritize the most important part. And afterward, just have a reflection to evaluate if that's what you are going for. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. And any questions so far? Any question? No? Yes, I think the important lesson from Far is like he sees the chance when Dr. Bo just invite him to be a TA. He just grab the chance and do it. And also, you know the goal of his why he become a TA, and also set the boundary. I think this is very important because Father said our most important thing is we are a student. We still need to focus on our stuff, but we also can learn a lot from doing TA. But we need to set the boundary because you don't want to burn out. You don't want to be a super nice TA. You want to be a good TA, but not super nice TA. You need to set a boundary. And also, the other important thing is Fa is always reflection. Even when he helped the professor to make up the Google stuff, and he still think about, is anything I can improve more? And also, after he done the TA, he also reflection, how did I really reach my goal or not? How can I improve it? And I think that's the things we can learn from Fa. And that's an important thing that every TA should also consider. If not, I want to present a certificate of appreciation to Fa. And also certificate of outstanding EA. I also have gifts. Okay, that's enough. I also want to be an EA. Okay, thank you. So today we also invite a lot of excellent TA and outstanding TA. We will have the award ceremony after the next talk. So our next speaker is Vina from College of Applied Science. She's the outstanding TA and she will give us a talk. And she is from Indonesia, but she is Chaosen. Yeah. So she knows both language well. So let's move to the end. So let's give Vina a round of applause.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vina. And first of all, I'd like to thank you, Office of Bilingual Education Initiative, for organizing this training event and also for giving me this opportunity to be today's presenter. I'm very excited to be here and share my experience as an EMI TA. And my name is Vina, and I'm currently a first-year master's student from the Graduate Institute of Applied Science and Technology under the supervision of Professor Chen. Today, my talk will be divided into 3 parts. And first, a bit about my background. I've been involved in several and some teaching-related programs such as Digital Learning Companion and Buddy Program. And in TLC, the program aimed to improve the English conversation skill for junior high school students in remote areas. And for Buddy Program, I'm responsible to teach SDG related topics to junior high school in Kenya and also senior high school students in Taiwan. For teaching assistant experience, I served the EMI Graduate Program classes last semester for Sustainable Green Chemistry and now for Green Chemistry for Pollution Control. It should be noted that these 2 classes were special because all of the classes conduct all distant learning program and also online classes except for the exam weeks. EMI itself stands for English as a Medium of Instruction, and I believe that EMI classes is pretty different than learning English. Here students using English to express technical knowledge practice critical thinking, and also solve the study case problems at class. In our graduate program classes, students are evaluated not only on assignment, examination, but also with active class participation and solo presentation. And my TA responsibility don't involve anything to teaching related. Instead, I focus on assisting the class lecturer who is teaching remotely from another country. And throughout the semester as a TA, I help to proofread the class lecture material and also upload it to Moodle and also make the live group to make the student and also professor on the same page, and there will be avoid to any confusion between professor, TA, and also the student. Second one, I'm responsible to manage all online and offline classes. For online classes, my class using WebEx Premium feature that provided by NTUST. I also need to monitor the student participation and encourage everyone that be active during the discussion, because it is online class, so it add another layer of difficulty to my job desk as a TA. The third point is I assist for the grading exam. However, for the final grading decision like GPA and something like that, I always review and also confirm by professor to maintain the fairness in the class and also maintain the academic standard. So, have you ever thought a job will be a simple job, but once you start doing it, you realize that it was much more challenging than you expected? You can simply maybe nod your head or maybe raise your hand if you have that experience. Okay, so well, that is something how I felt when I first became a TA, because the first time I became the TA was last semester, so it was so much pretty new for me. But over the time, I realized that it's actually not simple at all being a TA. It carries a lot of responsibility to help the class run smoothly and also effectively. So the big question is how to interact with the student. Okay, let me ask you again. So can you raise your hand if you have your friends in the class that you are assisting? Okay, maybe some of okay. So thank you. And it can be a very interesting situation, right? When your friend is inside the class that you need to be the TA. And sometimes for me, it can be difficult to know when to be casual and also when to maintain the professional attitude. First thing first, when being their classmate, I would like to be someone who is approachable. And from my experience as a TA, I had the opportunity to meet many friends and many new classmates from different departments. And they also have a variety of different research experience. Sometimes we will discuss our research in outside the class and exchange many academic insights or talk about the challenges or problems that we face in our research. And through this conversation, I saw that there is many opportunities for us to grow as a TA and also a classmate, as a student, and also as a researcher. But when it comes being the TA, even though we are classmates and we are in the same class and we are learning and studying together, it's important to say that we need to stay professional and neutral for everyone. And it can be a hard job, but from time to time, I learn to make sure to treat everyone equally, so no one feels like they're receiving special treatment and also being left out. When I'm grading their essay, I always cover their names on the paper, so I can ensure that my judgment on the paper and exam was fair and also consistent for everyone. Second, clear communication is also essential because my part of being a TA in the distance learning courses is very, very crucial to communicate and stay updated on everything. And lastly is to set boundaries. Also the same with the one that already discussed previously. Setting boundaries very crucial because, well, I'm always happy to help and also to assist and also answer questions from my student in the class. But some matter like want to buy some lunch during the class or want to take leave because it's online classes. Maybe some of the students take it for granted, and they also know that I am the DA and they want to go for lunch and something like that, and then not taking the class respectfully and also properly. And this is kind of hard to decide what I want to do. But being a TA, I want to be being supportive and also need to stay professional in the same time. Even though it's not always easy, it's a key for me to create a fair and also a smooth learning environment for everyone. Lastly, this is from me, which is the helpful tips to be a TA. Even though I don't have like TA class session like undergraduate classes, because right now I'm the TA for the graduate class, which is pretty different curriculum of the classes. But managing the environment classes is a part of my role. And here's how I try to support both student and also the professor through effective and powerful classroom management by applying the 3 points. First, be consistent. I keep track of all lecture materials and also make sure that everything is clear on the announcement. Second, be responsive. I answer student questions online or email as soon as possible, but keep on my time during my working hour or outside working hour, but not really impact my personal time to do research or study. And the third one is be present. I attend every class session and listening to all of the classes help me to understand better which I need to do better as a TA or the one that I need to accommodate my student and also my professor. So understand both perspective as a student and also as a TA inside the class. For me, one of the most meaningful part of being this TA in this whole 1 year is to encourage students to speak up and to speak up, especially in English presentation, because this class is full 100% of EMI. So some of the Taiwanese student and local student, or maybe another student where the English were not like their first language, and sometimes some of them don't really want to present in English and want to use Chinese. But my professor and I always encourage students to try, and even they don't know what the professor asking or their friend asking after the presentation, professor really encourage everyone to learning and not to really worry about the grade, because learning is a different process of only considering the output only. So Stephen Covey once say, what do you do has a greater impact than what you say. Being a TA is not just about the task, but also creating a space where students feel safe and also supported to do what they want to do to improve, building connection and also contributing to a meaningful learning environment experience. By being consistent, responsive, and also present and approachable, I learn to be a better TA every day. And I'm thankful that I have this opportunity to contribute to that. I'm looking forward to many more experience as a TA. And if I can, I know you can all do that too. This is my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Vina. Is there any question from the audience? Any question from the audience? Yeah, it's very interesting. So we have 3 tips. I just found out maybe in the future you can call it just CPR, right? Yeah, be consistent and be prevent and also responsive. CPR. I think that's very important. I think Professor Chen will be very happy to have Vina as a TA, and also the students also have that. And during her presentation, she also tried to interact with the audience. I think this is very important. For being a TA, you are not only doing doing grading and stuff, but the most important thing is to interact with the students. And just like Vina said, if you want, the most important thing is try to be a TA. Instead of thinking be a TA, just try to be a TA. Then once you step up, then you will find out it could be hard, could be difficult, but you already have TA. Yeah. Thank you, Vina. So you want to show Vina? Thank you. Yeah. So. And also the word of outstanding. And also people wow. Thank you. Okay. Right now will be our award ceremony. And the first one is we already have 2 outstanding TA, but actually there's another outstanding TA also here. Hong Xinyu. Yeah, come. Xinyu, you want to give us small talk tips? So, you just okay.
我觉得就是学生有些就是一些专业人士啊，他们不太理解，所以我觉得需要多花些时间去为他们解释。
Okay, so that Xinyu just mentioned about sometimes the student are more difficult to knowing the technical terms. So the glossary maybe help. So I mean, your job maybe help them to understand those technical terms. And that's important thing that TA should do. So that's we want to present this certificate of award of outstanding TA to. Okay, great. Thank you. And some of you might not know, like my first TA experience in United States is actually when my advisor was trapped in the snowstorm, and he cannot show up, and I just arrived States for a week, and he asked me to teach drug delivery system, and I said I'm in trouble to find it. But my advisor told me one important thing. Oh, this is just your first class. So you just want to build a connection with the student. So how I build connection with the student? I shared where I come from, what is the best food I have in Taiwan, and all the stuff. So, I mean, it's nothing related to the drug delivery system. But the thing is, I saved my advisor's life because he didn't need to travel in the big storm. But the other important thing is my students, they become my friends and they know a lot of things. And sometimes they will ask me about Taiwan and also drug delivery system. So I think the most important thing, just like Vina just also mentioned, build connection with the student. That's also an important thing. But don't forget, both 2 TAs also made the boundary. That's an important thing. Okay, we also have 2 excellent TA. One is Vina. Okay, she used to be our outstanding TA. Yeah, and the thing is like it become more and more competitive. So now, second time award, right? First time? Yeah. Okay. Because I also always saw you in the.
Wow, I always thought you're over years doing it. And also,
And also, Yang Sang-Yi from the Graduate Institute of Finance.
thank you. Yeah, sure. Activate, do you want to talk later? Yeah, sure.
你好，大家好，我是负责的课程是统计学，那这是我第2年去担任这个统计学的TA。那我觉得，我除了自己就是老师跟学生之间的桥梁之外，那除了这个，我觉得我自己最重要任务就是把那些知识变得简单一点，因为我发现同学们在学习新的东西、新的内容，可能会碰到一些障碍。那我觉得我可以利用一些他们比较容易理解的一些角度去帮他们解释一些专业的知识，所以我可能会整理一些观念，或者是用一些工具来帮助他们学习。这样，所以这是我在担任TA 时候做的事情。那也很荣幸可以得到这个奖项，谢谢。
Thank you. Thank you. So some can think like sometimes some of the term is too difficult for the student, and also the professor is not good at delivering, so he still deliver a technical half English, but Xiangyi just help to translate to an easy language that the student can understand. I think that's important. Also, thank you for the tips.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, last but not least, Chen Yu. Okay, I have trouble to pronounce this one. This is Yu. Okay, Chen Yu from Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Yu, do you want to say something? Yeah.
很高兴可以得到这个奖。然后我负责的是大2电子系的电子学 EMI 课程。
Okay, great. So Yu is in charge for the electrical engineering. Yes, fine. Yeah. So. Okay. Thank you. So thank you for our participants and also the TAs today. And just let me remind you, in order to get an outstanding TA and excellent TA award, first you need to get a TA certificate first. In order to get a TA certificate, what do you need to do? You need to attend in the first workshop, and later on you need to attend into TA training session. And after that, once you apply for the TA certificate, the next thing you need to do is to fill the forms that for applying for the outstanding TA and excellent TA. And you need one thing from your instructor or advisor is to get their recommendation later. That's an important thing that you also need to do it if you want to apply this year's outstanding TA or excellent TA. So hopefully, in the future, I will see you have a chance to deliver a talk here. And I think the most important thing, you will build up connection with students, and hopefully you will also explore the possibility for your future career. So again, I want to thank for all of you to coming today, and let's give a round of applause to all the outstanding TA and excellent TA. Again, thank you.